The episode known as Driving Mrs. Dabney has a plot that your average 16-year-old deals with, being eager to drive and bugging your parents to take you driving. You don't think much of this episode at first, but towards the end it takes an emotional turn. We start off with Teddy asking Bob to take her driving because her driver's test is coming up. Bob is hesitant at first, but he caves and ends up taking her. But when they return, Bob tells Teddy no more driving and even says she can't get her license. Teddy doesn't understand why her dad is being so hard-headed about her driving. Teddy doesn't let this stop her because she's determined about getting her license. Teddy then goes and talks with PJ, and we find out that Bob wasn't so hard with PJ when it came to teaching him how to drive. Time goes by and Mrs. Dabney shows up at the front door. Teddy answers the door and asks Mrs. Dabney if she can drive her around so she gets more practice for her test. Dabney, without hesitation, says okay and hands Teddy her car keys. They go run errands together, but while on the road, they run out of gas. Not only do they run out of gas, but they end up being stuck in a pothole. Dabney forces Teddy to be the one who goes outside and push the car while Dabney presses on the gas. The plan doesn't work out too well because it ends up destroying Teddy's clothes. Meanwhile, everyone back at the Duncan house is waiting for Teddy because it's her 16th birthday party. Teddy shows up but in a weird outfit since her clothes got ruined. She's happy for her party but goes to change and then comes back to enjoy herself. Bob then talks to Teddy on the side and tells her that he knows she drove Dabney around all day. Teddy and Bob start to have a discussion on why Bob is so hard on her when it comes to getting her license. Bob at first doesn't want to admit the real reason, but he finally says it. Bob tells Teddy that getting your license means she's finally growing up and that soon she will be a full-fledged adult and leave the house entirely. Teddy realizes that her dad is just scared of all his kids leaving him. She comforts Bob and tells him none of the kids will leave him all alone. Teddy and Bob have a good moment as we now understand Bob's reasoning. The episode then ends with Teddy finally getting her license, but now her family is sending her to run errands. This episode is a great example of why Good Luck Charlie is an amazing show. Not only could kids relate, but also the parents. A teenager can watch this episode and relate to being eager when finally getting their license and being able to drive. But parents can also relate to Bob in this episode. Every parent at some point gets concerned of their kids getting older and leaving the nest. At the beginning of the episode, we think Bob is being unreasonable, but then we all side with him at the end. Bob is just sad seeing Teddy finally growing up and coming to the realization that it's getting closer to the day Teddy leaves the house forever. This entire episode focuses on Teddy. Even the secondary plot is about Teddy's birthday party. Although Teddy is a boring character, this episode manages to be entertaining because of the topic that's being tackled. Comment down below your opinion on this episode. This has nothing to do with Good Luck Charlie, but if Girl Meets World had done this episode, they would have handled it very bad and made it cringe. It's just another example of how every other Disney show did what Girl Meets World wanted to do, but actually did it right. But leave a like on today's video if you enjoyed. Turn on post notifications and subscribe for more.